Well, hello folks, welcome to Coruna. This is our ETS2 career mode save, and this first part of this drive I think has to be the most difficult bit of driving in the entirety of Spain, the Iberia DLC, perhaps. I'm not sure, but let me know what you think about this. It was a complete surprise when I got here, not just getting out of this, which is challenging, even finding this load of ore in this little facility, but actually now getting out to the main road. I'll just show you where we're going. So we're going to be taking a trip along the north coast to Santander, the bank, and you can see here we'll drop things off there. There is a couple of things to pick up in Santander, which we'll do there, but we're coming all the way across this north coast, which we have not done yet, which should be a nice little drive. But this is the bit that I'm talking about here. First of all, getting out of this thing, which is challenging. Getting into it was difficult because I couldn't find where this bloody thing was, but getting out of it is going to be even harder. And this road here is possibly some of the most narrow driving I have seen in the game. Join me for that, and then we'll do a little time lapse afterwards. So let's dive in. Let's get into the truck. This is a heavy load of ore, but our truck is up to it. I'm not sure if we can go this way. If we can go this way, I'm going to be really annoyed. I think we can go this way. I went up the other way. That's right. Okay, and we can go left here. Right. That was not quite what I did. So, yeah, there's an interesting bit of driving. I don't know if there's anything to sort of look at down there, but let's just carry on a little bit. This is really fascinating bit of driving. I did it with just the cab, and that wasn't that easy. This isn't the longest truck that you're going to have to drive with either. Oh, is that? Just a second, folks. Is that a hidden road down there? Let's just have a look. Come on. I mean, it's something. But I don't think it's classed as a hidden road. I'm not sure if there are any in Spain. Not seen any yet. No, we'll just come back out the other side. Far less interesting than I thought. Right, we'll hook back up and then we'll get going. Right, we've got the back on. I remember doing this once where I thought I'd put the truck on the back, and I must have just started driving a little bit too soon and got to my location not noticing that my trailer was left behind. I don't know if anyone was watching at that point, but yeah, not my finest moment. Yeah, so this I think is some of the most narrow driving I've certainly seen in Iberia. And I think the only things I've seen necessarily that kind of come close to this, and perhaps are a little bit narrow, a bit more narrow, are the ones in Greece. There's quite a few on islands in Greece, but the one I'm really thinking of is the one out of the Kalamata olive factory, which is a beast of a road. But here they've done the whole thing with all of these cars all over the road, so we're just going to have to be really careful here. Very little room to get through stuff. And we'll be taking a left just up here. We're going to have to go all the way, but thankfully we've got a relatively short truck. This would be impossible, I think, with a long truck. And this bit here looks really narrow with the van just hanging up there. So we'll do our very best to get past this. It's not actually as bad as I thought, but I've not seen anything quite this narrow in Spain. It's a nice little drive, and if you can, I'd love to in the comments if you have a go at this, but doing it with a long trailer. It's not been too bad with what we've got, but it's quite a fun little bit of driving that. Right, I'm going to try and just get out here. You're going to let us in. There we go. Nice. So this is going to pick up at least number 15 of the Conquistador achievement. I think we're going underneath. Yeah. But we might well pick up a few more cities because it looks like we'll drive very close to some. And also, the hope is we will pick up at least one. Well, we will be picking up one of the Grand Tour Guide achievement, where we've got to pick up each of the scenic viewpoints in the Iberia DLC. So hopefully we get that right. Well, that was a fun little part of the drive. But yeah, in the comments, let me know where you think the most tight, difficult drives are in, not necessarily just in this DLC, but in the in ETS2, of what the places you've driven, what are the hardest ones to actually drive. Love to get your opinions on that. I think Greece really feels like that's where the majority are, but I don't recall too many like that. That was a lot of fun. Right, we will get on, folks. We'll just remind you of the route. We're going to be coming through here. We've got bit of drive, and then we're going to come through Navia there, which does look a bit of a one we might pick up past Gijon. I thought that was in France, to be honest, and then into Santander, which is just along the coast, and that's not too far from Bilbao, so we could potentially take a trip from Bilbao somewhere else after that in the next drive. But yeah, let's I'm going to turn my face off. We'll do a bit of driving and have a bit of music. Right, folks, we are just driving past Navia. Don't know, I think we should probably pick this up, but it's hard to say whether we will or not. Very impressive looking bridge here across the town. I wonder whether we've actually got to go on the road down there. So let's take a little bit of a screenshot here. It doesn't look like we have picked it up, frustratingly. So we will continue. That's one of the more surprising ones. I really thought we would. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. It seems to be the case. But yeah, there we go. There we go. Right. So those people, thank you very much. Last episode we did kind of focus on achievements and had a little kind of chat about what SCS are doing with achievements. And I did sort of ask the question, what do people really like? What do people like less? And there was really very much a consensus, actually. It's the stuff like the production chain achievements, where you're sort of taking something through the period of production, kind of like the one we had in West Balkans with the going camping achievement, or things like where we're going on a route, basically, like the Orient Express, something like that. That's what people like. And what they don't like was the where you've got to go 10 deliveries from a certain location. So it's pretty much my opinion on that as well. Feels like there's a lot of consensus there. But there were a couple of ideas, and thank you Megatron Decepticon for these ideas, because they were quite cool, as to future achievements that we might see in the game. Actually, both of them he put in the context of ATS, but I thought actually both of them were relevant to ETS2 as well. So the first one was to oh Christ typical there. Yeah, drive along every section of Route 66. So that's very much a US centric one, but that still feels like that might be relevant, kind of like the not the Grand Tour achievement, the Orient Express, but you're going along a certain route there, but maybe a road of historical significance somewhere. That might be quite cool. It has to be quite a long one, because Route 66 is pretty much it's a hugely long road. I feel like they might well do something like that. But yeah, if you can think of a road, a European equivalent of that, let me know. Where does that road go to and from, and why would it be historically significant? And the other one was kind of like transcontinental was what he called it. So going from east to west, or west to east, across the states, which you could very much have again in across kind of the whole of Europe, from the very west side of Europe all the way to the very east part of Europe. That would be rather cool. I guess the one from Turkey, where you've got to go an incredibly long drive from Istanbul. There's 3 long drives you've got to do from Istanbul. That particular achievement feels kind of similar to that, but going to a specific location, I think that would be quite cool. If we've got another viaducts going on, or aqueducts going on up there, something going on up there. But yeah, I thought that was really nice. So thanks for sharing those. And if you've got your own other ideas for other types of achievement you think might work quite nicely, particularly ones with kind of novel ways of doing the achievement, things that haven't been done before, maybe that would be kind of cool to hear about. The other thing I was kind of looking at was the changes or the new DLCs that are on the way, and the brilliant thing about, if you look on Steam, all the stuff that's kind of teased on there's a little bit there teasing about project coaches and the new DLC that's coming there, and they're showing some of the coach models which look really, really good. Also teasing some of the new Iceland DLC, some of the settlements there. Some of the pictures look really, really cool. I mean, Iceland is quite a barren place. It is a very barren place. I think we're going the right way, but I think they're making it look really, really nice. So I think that's going to be exciting. And also the new Nordic Horizons DLC as well. Some really cool images from there. So there's lots and lots happening in Euro Truck Simulator, and the Krone agricultural equipment pack, which looks really good. There's about 6 or 7 different delivery types from that. So different types of agricultural delivery that you could take. So things like a mower and a harvester and those sort of things, all from that particular brand. It's no achievement associated with it, but it would be cool to take some of those, do some of those jobs. So when those things are released, and that is ATS and ETS2, I will be getting that one, and I will be doing some drives around that. Hopefully that's of interest. Let me know though, do I need to buy it for both? Will it, if I buy it for one, will it work in the other? I don't know whether any of the other kind of the similar kind of trailer packs and things that work across both DLCs. Probably not. Isn't that the case? I'm probably not, but it'd be nice if they did. Anyway, I am going to disappear for a bit. We'll do the last, let's have a look where we are. We'll do the last couple of hours. We've just gone past Gijón, and we're going to be heading into Santander across, well, we said the coast. It's not really the coast. It's as close as we're going to get. But we'll drive on into Santander. We'll drop the load off, and I think then we'll just go on a little wander down to the docks to see what that's all about. So I'll see you in a little bit. It's just over 2 hours on the drive that's left, just over 200 kilometres, so not far at all to go. Right, night is pretty much setting. It's 8 o'clock and we are just arriving at our location in Santander. We could take the ferry over to Plymouth, which is our home depot, quite easily. There's a ferry that goes between the two of them. Yeah, looking like a gorgeous sunset just over yonder. We got to try and make sure we take the right. It's not that one. Looks like it's this one. There we go. Not the easiest bit of driving that around, just knowing which tiny little lane to take. Okay. So yeah, just 11 kilometres to get there, and then we'll do the reverse park, and then we might have a little sleep. I'm not sure if there is a sleep spot here. Let's just have a quick check. Yeah, there's a sleep spot there, so we might just drop that off, go to the sleep spot, and then have a look at these things in the day. That seems like a good idea. And one of the things I was looking at, 'cause it's sort of just getting to grips with the map, just sort of looking at what we've done, what we haven't done. Actually, there's a good swath of the map that is now covered in yellow, and we have what we're on episode 168 of this ETS2 save. So we're not that far away. We've discovered Santander. Excellent. So that's number 15 of 30 for the Conquistador achievement. But it did get me thinking, well, what, you know, if we've got a little bit of this one to do, we've got a few other things to do, and then it will just be when DLCs are released, really. So what do we do then? What's the focus at that point? Do we explore pro mods? Do we focus entirely on ATS and just kind of come back to ETS2 when we need to? What is the strategy? What would you like to see on the channels of? I mean, there's a lot of you who've been watching this series for quite some time. So what would you like to happen to it if and when we reach a point where we just kind of, we've done the stuff that we need to do, and we're just kind of waiting for things to drop? So we'd absolutely do those things, but would you like to have a pro mod save to go alongside this once we've kind of got to that point, or do you think we do something different? Right, here we go. We're going around the corner. Looks another little windy road thing to get to the over there. I wonder whether this is going to be some more tricky driving. And obviously reversing at night, never easy because you can't really see where you're going. So we want to have a little bit of light remaining by the time we get there, so we can hopefully just wang this trailer where it needs to be. Looks like that's where we're taking it, whatever that thing is up there. And we're going around, and or maybe, yeah, no, it might well be. I think it is. The ACC, what's that about? Oh, it's interesting. A little, what's that, a river delta there? Okay, so we're going to drop it off here in the ACC. Okay, it is a 90. Okay, that's, I can see it there. What I can't see is, okay, oh, this is not easy. This is not an easy one. Holy crap. No, we want to go the other way, don't we? Right, I'm going to set this up. And hopefully get myself into a way that I think I can get this in. Trying to find somewhere to turn around, and then we'll do that, and then I'll come back and we'll try and do the reverse part. Right, here we go. This feels a little bit more set up. Really struggle to get the angle right. As you can see, the time is late. We've been turning around in all sorts of stuff. Just really struggling to get this as it should be. That's not bad. That's not bad, but yeah, that's the tough bit. Here is all about setup. I fucked it up. I can't believe I've done that. Oh, that's so lazy. That is so lazy to get that wrong at the end there. Right, it shouldn't be a problem. Just don't. That's it. Dear God. Right, there we go. Oh, maybe I just wasn't going far enough back. Oh, there we go. Done. Right, what I'm going to do now, as we get that one, move ever so slowly towards level 41. Nice big chunk of XP there. We'll just take a little drive up the way. along to there, and I'm going to pick up. I'm going to go drop. I'll have a little sleep there, and then we'll have a see what that's all about. So I'll come back as we're reaching whatever that is. Right, we are coming into the docks. Here, looks like we've got a storm out at sea. But we're just going to have a little sleep here, and I reckon by morning this will all be gorgeous. So oh, there we go. That's a nice, lovely morning. You can tell it's been raining always, can't you? Well, not just because the windscreen wipers are on, but off we go. And just up ahead, we have our, well, we've got a couple of things to look at. No, I think I need to go down this way. And then we take a right just down here. I'm not sure if that's what we're looking at there or not. This big ferry. I think we're allowed in. Look at that sunrise, folks. Look at the sunrise. And there we go. And what's that? Well, we'll take a photo, whatever that is first. That looks like it's, I don't know, some sort of venue. Oh, look at this. How cool's that? Alright, it's the Bottin Centre. Don't know what that is, but I'm guessing some sort of venue. And then we'll see what this is, and that will be that then, folks. Let's have a look. Right, this is the ferry port of Santander, so that's the Bottin Centre. Olga Lopez, I presume I'm supposed to know who that is. Yet again, we've got some folks outside being interviewed. That's pretty cool. Those buildings look pretty, look like they've got some history behind them, don't they? Massive, massive ferry. Just look how big that ferry is comparing to those buildings, which are pretty darn big. I'm not sure if that was a castle up on the far area there. I'm not sure. It's just a big building, isn't it? Yeah, a big warehouse or something like that. I'm just looking up. Can't show you, but up there. So we've got some trucks waiting to get on, I guess. I think this is where we just had a sleep. Yeah, it's just massive warehouses waiting to probably storing stuff to send all over the world. Big sort of oil containers, those sort of things on the right there. Oh, and there we go, out to sea. Oh, that's a pretty gorgeous picture with the reflection, the sunlight. Right, there we go, folks. Well, we are done for another day. I hope you enjoyed that one. It's a bit of a longer one, perhaps, but yeah, it was well worth it. If you did enjoy that video, please hit that like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and yeah, remember to let me know. Well, I think it was a couple of things, wasn't there? But the main thing was, what do we do once this ETS2 save is pretty much reached its natural conclusion and we're just kind of then waiting for DLCs to drop? Do we do something else with it? Do we start a new pro mod save or something like that? Let me know in the comments. Anyway, folks, hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you another one in the future. Goodbye.